Alright guys, welcome back to another Heartland Outlaws episode. It's me. I'm just going to try to give you all a couple tips and pointers on things you can do right before the season starts and throughout the season, just to make sure that you're keeping your rods clean, keeping your reels nice and your line good, so that you're not losing fish because your reels aren't working right or your line's not all frayed up and stuff. I'd say a big thing, number one, is always take your reels and clean them. Today we're cleaning it. I'm cleaning all my reels with some waterproof WD-40, water resistant, not waterproof. I'm using it. I'm spraying it right in the bottom. I'm taking a rag and wiping it all down, getting everything nice and lubricated, so it's not super tight and it's not like grinding on each other and stuff when you're trying to, and that's just going to cause damage to the reel. And when you're hooking up on a big fish, you're gonna find problems when you're trying to reel that in with a not well clean, not well lubricated reel. And that's a big one, is because you don't want your reel grinding, you know? Like, you don't want it to be hard to reel in, you don't want there to be problems, or like even minor things that are just like problematic can be solved by just cleaning your reels regularly, you know? And another big thing for me is always, like, I'm a tournament fisherman. I fish a lot of tournaments over the summer. Big one is always check your line. Check your line, make sure it's not frayed. If it's frayed, pull it out to get to where the end of the fray is and cut it off. Or if it's frayed really down, like you've been fishing in the woods, you don't have a terrible amount of line and you've been casting out far and you're in the woods, like in woods, and a bunch of your line's frayed, just take it out and reline your poles, like once every month and once every 2 months. I mean, get out there and reline your poles. That's a big thing. A really big thing when it comes to catching big fish and not losing big fish. Because I've had a lot of times where, my reel's working fine. I'm reeling in a big fish and all of a sudden my line snaps. And it's not down where the hook was at. It's not like I had a bad knot, but it was just because there was a fray halfway up my line. And boom, my line just snapped because of the tension. And it's a heartbreaking feeling. I mean, you want to do everything in your and your power to not lose the big fish. Small fish, I mean, they can do it sometimes, but it's really, when it comes down to it, it's gonna be the big fish that's the problem. And that's where having clean reels and having good line come in handy, you know. So I usually, right now, well, at the end of the season last year, I took all the line off all my poles, because I didn't, like, if you let a pole sit out for 6 months and just sit in the thing, the line's gonna get trash. I mean, it's just gonna wear out, you know. You want to just take it all off right at the end of the season, and then right before this next season starts, which is tomorrow, we're going fishing tomorrow, you get in there and you reline them all, get all your poles set up for what you want, and then have a plan to go out and catch these fish with the good line that you just put on, you know. It's not, I mean, it's a little costly because you're putting more line, you're using more line, and you're going through line more quickly, you know. But at the end of the day, if you have to spend a couple extra bucks on line a month to catch some bigger fish and not lose fish, I mean, that investment, like, you can't even argue with the logic of that. Because what are you fishing for? You're fishing for big fish. So I think a big thing right now, when the season's about to start, and here in a month, and here in 2 months, and here in 3 months, and 4 months, and 5 months, when the fishing's picking up and you're out fishing all the time, just keep an eye on your reels, keep an eye on your line, make sure you get your reels all nice and cleaned up, make sure they run nice and smooth, no problems, no grinding, nothing. Make sure they click on and off, no big deal, open and close, you know, everything's running nice and smooth. There's no chips in your guides, there's no broken guides on your poles. All your guides have rubbers, like the rubber things that aren't going to fray your line when it's going through. And just make sure all your line is not frayed, and make sure your line's clean and it's not tangled up, and you have all your reels in line all ready to go, and you will have a lot more success when you got a 6-pounder on the end of your line and you're trying to bring that son of a gun in, and you're trying to have a trophy catch here in Illinois, or if you're in Florida and you got a 10-pounder on the line, or Texas and you got a 10-pounder on the line. I mean, look, it comes down to these small things. Like, you think, oh, Well, it depends on what bait I use. Yeah, you could use the perfect bait, but if you got bad line or you got bad reels, you ain't catching that fish. I can guarantee you that. So always, always have a clean reel, no frayed line, replace your line, and obviously the most important thing is just rig it right and rig it tight, you know? Get good knots, get your plastic rigged up real nice and tight and right, and you'll have a great day fishing. You'll probably catch your biggest bass ever because you won't be losing it because your line won't be snapping and your reel will be working perfectly fine. You have everything rigged right and tight, and boom, we're all going to be happy fishermen. Thanks for tuning in to Heartland Fishing. This is more of a tips and tutorials type of video, and we're going to try to do a lot more of these because a lot of people just want to learn about fishing. So this is going to be something we're going to try to do a little bit more often. But thank you for tuning in. Clean your reels, check your lines, replace your lines, rig it right, rig it tight. We love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell us what you want to see, and we'll provide for you. Thanks for tuning in this time. I got work to do here in the workshop, and we will see y'all on the next video of Heartland, Outlaws, Heartland Fishing. Let's get it, boys and ladies. Go catch fish. See y'all later.